an original MCM production.
My name is Ronnie Thompson, and I'm running for 6th District Alderman. I'm running for several reasons. First of all, we have a crime rate in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that's out of control, and the 6th District is highest than any other district. We also have license that's been given to liquor stores and to different stores in that district that's higher than any other district. We also have Bronzeville that has been in the same condition for the last 20 years. Over the last 8 years, Malele Cox has been running that district. And as we all can see, nothing's happened different in Bronzeville. We have a very diverse community over there with Bronzeville, Brewers Hill, River West area. We have King Drive. We have an area that is so diverse and so unique that it can be the best district in the city. I also have owned companies throughout my career. I run a nonprofit called Athletes for Autism right now. And I'm choosing to work with the community as a whole to change this district because we can't do it without working with the community, without working with the people. With the Bucks just moving in just north of us, we all see that at the end of the day, that this district can become a unique district that can move very fast. And with the resources I have, bringing in investors and different people, we can change this community. We can change the way people live in the community. We can change the schools in the community. So I'm here to say, vote for Ronnie Thompson in 2016, February 16th, to win this district. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andrew Shaw. I'm running for Alderman for the 4th District for the City of Milwaukee. Situation is that the election, primary election, is going to be held on Tuesday, February 16th. I need your help. With respect to my election, I'm doing something that's a little bit different. I'm asking for $1 billion to be allocated for the City of Milwaukee. Out of the $1 billion, I want to allocate $500 million for entrepreneurs. That's 10,000 entrepreneurs each getting $10,000 each, which adds up to be $500 million. You're asking me, where are we going to get the money for the $1 billion campaign? And the answer is simple. It's the same place where we got the money for the war in Iraq. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but we spent approximately $3,700 billion for the war in Iraq for WMD, and it's still in that war in Afghanistan and so forth. And nobody got fired for us to be in that war. Can you imagine that? Secondly, we are spending $500 million for the Bucks Arena. Some of the money comes from the owners of the Bucks, but majority come from taxpayers. $250 million from the state and approximately $47 million. So when these things are taking place, we should be asking money for us. So when I'm asking for $1 billion, we need $1 billion in our community. When you think about what's happening, in our city, half of our population is hurting financially. We have studies by a professor named Mark Levine who says that Milwaukee is one of the most segregated cities in the United States. Hyper-segregation, that's the word that the study has provided. And we know from the statistics and everybody else are talking about it, 50% of the black males are unemployed or underemployed. And you ask the question, why do we have crime? Partly, I would argue that it's because of joblessness and hopelessness. Less than 15% of the population that's eligible to vote will be voting on February 16th. I've been trying very hard to promote the increase of voting. But unfortunately, people are having the sense of, well, I'm too busy, or it doesn't really matter. That's the biggest argument that I've heard so far. And to a large extent, there's some valid argument for that. You know, we know that President Obama, he was hoping change. And President Obama is going on his second term, and for many of us in Milwaukee, it's still the same thing. So when politicians make all kinds of promises and they get in the office and then nothing happens. And that really makes it hard to argue against that. Only thing I can say to you is you got to go and vote. It's important because people in our community expect you not to vote. Only 15% going to vote. That's terrible, at least in District 4. So if you increase the voting in our community, we have a fighting chance to get change in our community. So If I'm asking for $1 billion in a community, how am I going to approach that? Once they get elected, I would argue to the elected official in Washington, D.C., like Gwen Moore, Senator Johnson, Senator Baldwin, give us $1 billion for City of Milwaukee because we need it. We have a crisis, economic crisis in our city. Don't spend the money in war or wars in Middle East or Far East. Let's spend the money in our community. It doesn't do any good to spend money for WMD when it doesn't exist. Can you imagine that? So again, my name is Andrew Shaw. I'm running for Alderman for 4th District. This is a kind of a non-scripted interview. I'm looking at the camera or seeing you, or you seeing me. But the situation is that I need your help. Please tell your family and friends to go out and vote in District 4, Andrew Shaw for Alderman. I encourage everybody who sees this video to vote. Go out there, vote on February 16th for other people as well. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is David Crowley, and I'm running for 7th District Alderman. I was born and raised here in the city of Milwaukee on 23rd and Burleigh. That's the 53206 zip code, which has the highest incarcerated zip code in the nation and possibly the world. This district encompasses our Avenue Elementary School, Moody Park, Sherman Park. Also, it includes St. Joseph's Hospital, Sherman Park, also Parkland Assembly of God, which I'm a member of, and also Parkland YMCA. This district means a lot to me. Growing up and doing community organizing, I've learned a lot. In Urban Underground, which is on 46 and Fond du Lac, it has taught me the values of what it means to be involved in the community, but also to fight for what's right in this community, but also fight for not only old, but also our young. As an organizer at the YMCA, Safe and Sound, and for Urban Underground, I've continuously to fight for the causes and the issues that matter most to us. For the past 10, 12 years, I've been on the ground, knocking on doors and getting our community members involved in the issues that matter most to them. I'm fighting for public safety, job creation, and early childhood education in our communities. The way we can reduce crime is taking some of our foreclosed homes, fixing them up, one, to help restore some of the property value that has been lost, but making sure we turn them into safe houses, which are community centers for both older adults and young children. They have access to the internet, jobs, healthcare resources, but more importantly, we'll station police officers or community liaison officers in these homes. This way we can build better relationships with the community. The police department can build better relationships with the community, but they can also respond at a decent time when it comes down to criminal behavior. We know that sometimes they may show up 2-3 hours later, but if we want them to respond to any criminal activity, but also to be involved in our community rather than patrolling, we need them to be involved and in our community, knowing one another. The other thing is bringing jobs to the city of Milwaukee. Right now, I know we have Midtown Walmart, they've left, but we also have Century City, a $250,000 building that they've built on Hopkins and Capitol. I know it looks grim as far as bringing employment opportunities there, but I am focused on bringing healthcare and technology jobs into that area. I'm focused on healthcare because everyone needs healthcare from the time that they're born to the day that they leave this earth. But more importantly, as we continue to invest in healthcare, those are jobs that cannot leave the city of Milwaukee. We all need healthcare, and healthcare is evolving, and that's why we need to involve technology and bring technology jobs here to the city of Milwaukee. By investing in technology jobs, we not only help those who have college degrees to get employment, we're also helping those who have high school diplomas, because those are the folks who will be answering the phones, who will be cleaning up the places. But more importantly, tech jobs pay living wages. The other thing is making sure we build a better opportunity for our children. So I'm looking to expand our child care services into early childhood centers, giving them technical support so they can be able to teach our kids and give them a better foundation of learning before they actually reach the school system. This will eventually alleviate a lot of the problems we have within the school system, but more importantly, we're investing in our kids as they are born. I decided to get into this race because this district made me who I am. I've seen violence, I've seen drugs, I've seen a lot of blight, but I've also seen success. From the years that I started working in politics, I remember when Russ Feingold gave me the first chance to get involved in his 2010 re-election bid. I went across the state working with many different communities, especially communities of color, whether I was in Racine, Milwaukee, Dane County, or up north in Fox Valley area. My goal was to make sure that we got people of color involved in every election. but also involved in their community. Since then, I've had the opportunity to work for State Senator Nakia Harris-Dodd, and as her policy director, we fought for many things to bring to the city of Milwaukee. Whether we're fighting against voter ID, whether we're fighting to bring transitional job dollars to the city of Milwaukee, whether we're fighting for more apprenticeship programs for our young people, I am a fighter and I am a champion. I will continue to work for this community. All I need is your help. On February 16th, we have a lot going on, and it's going to be the election. I need you to come out and be a voter for me, David Crowley, in the 7th District Alderman. Everybody needs to get involved in this election. This is a critical election because we have at least 22 candidates citywide that are challenging different types of incumbents in open seats. Right now is a turning point for the city of Milwaukee. And if we're going to do anything, we have to do it now. So please come out and join me on February 16th and vote David Crowley.
An MCM production.